their hands and say they are happy. Yet I see them as limbs of a machine. Machines. Elizabeth Sewell. Welcome, artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Welcome to the online open mic presented by the legendary, I said the legendary, Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. You know what this is, and you know how we do because we've been doing this and doing this and doing this well for quite some time, right? Welcome to episode 42. As I said, we've been doing this every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on one of these streams, big ups, and we truly appreciate that you are, and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number's on your screen, 977-539-856. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Want to know why I say that? Trust, believe, we're going to show you this evening. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right, so we'd like to thank the New York State Department of Cultural Affairs and the Howard Gilman Foundation for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to nuyorican.org/contribute. All contributions count. Trust and believe, and we are truly appreciative of all of them. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be, because that cat's all kinds of dope, man, for real. This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemen2al.com. So many things going on, y'all. Make sure you are plugging in. Tonight's theme, technology. The new AI, right? It just jumped, it just dawned on me, man. It was like, wait a minute, what if we are the new artificial intelligence, right? What if all the things that have been stuffed into our brains we have just forgotten, and now AI is telling us what to do? AI is answering our questions. So are we the new artificial intelligence, or is it technology that is such? So that's what we're looking at tonight. If your artwork is not on theme, that is still totally cool, because we're still looking forward to all of the genius that you're sharing with us this evening. All right. Next week's theme, measure of success. Inch by inch, step by step, day by day, month by month, however you want it, right? But what is your measure of success, right? And what even is success? right? Because everyone has their own definitions of these things, right? So bring your genius next week. That's what we're going to be looking at. All right. Here's a couple more of the upcoming themes. We are closing in on the end of the year. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. I just it's just came up on me faster than I thought it would. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic stage as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your performance. So turn your cameras on. As you're getting ready to rock, have your artwork ready. All right. If you are playing music, and I see some of our resident musicians are in the building, there are a few new settings. It's not just the one for original sound for musicians. That's old school now. I see. There are some settings inside in the sound settings that you need to make sure are set up correctly so we can hear every single strum. Also, make sure you are changing your Zoom name to coincide with how you want people to connect with you before or after you get down. Make sure you're plugging your information into the chat. All right. We are still about building community. This is the greatest community in the world. Come on, y'all. You know what it is. You got 3 minutes to rock. All right. 30-second intro to let folks know how they can connect with you. All right. Please keep in mind, folks, there are folks at the end of this list. There are folks that are in slot 16 and 17 this evening. Plus, there will probably be folks who want to get down on the good luck round. So keep your poems to 3 minutes as tight as possible. Change is coming. Change is coming. We have reached some night 30, folks. Listen, this is where it gets explicit because our artists here have artistic license to do and say what needs to be done and said. All right. So the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we'll make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not, I say not, be tolerated. There is no censorship. All right. Like for real. Be ready to hear some heavyweight work this evening. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and they share a true essence of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy back with the room. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. Share it. Share all of that energy. It will all be returned to you in the performance of these artists. All right. The sign-up list is closed tonight. The guaranteed list anyway, right? To sign up on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, you go to Nuyorican.org. You click on full events calendar. You click on a Thursday that you want to get down on, and you need an artist RSVP ticket. That's the only way that you're getting on the guaranteed list. And again, they don't populate until 24 hours before the show. If you're in the tri-state area, make sure you are plugging in with the Nuyorican Bowery Slam, hosted by J Rose. Shout out J Rose. Shout out Luna Rosa. Making moves, power moves on the way. Also at the Lower East Side Center. Shout out Soul Preem. Shout out Rice Felicia. The teen open mic is also coming very soon. So make sure we are inspiring the next generation of real, true noise bringers in the most positive ways. All right. Here is a upcoming list of what's going on. Listen, shout out to BX. It's going down. Listen, all over the city, man. Final Friday Slams will definitely be in the building. Listen, whether it's hosted by Rise Felicia or hosted by Tony McPherson, shout out Tony McPherson. So many things going on. It's work. It's work. It's work. Trust. Tonight's list. All of these incredible artists came to share their genius. All right. And we are not going to waste any more time. There's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good, good people? Great to see everyone as usual. Wait all week for this incredible work. So I thank you all for spending your Thursday with us. Listen, we're going to get to it. Coming up first, this cat's always ready. I see that he's ready. His signature smile is right on deck. I love when this cat comes through, and I love when we get a chance to start with him. The one and only Alexander Goldberg is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Come on, Goldberg, take it away.
Yes, thank you, Elemen2al. I'm glad to start off the evening tonight. I'm looking forward to all of the performances. Find me at Gorbensky on Instagram, and tonight's theme is technology, the new AI. So the title of my poem is AI friend or foe? AI gives us information to make our decision making easier. It's not a fiction. Here, I will provide description. New AI is influencing social policy decisions. New AI is analyzing transcripts of the recent meetings. The committees and court sessions all provide the information with the data that will tell them who received the future payments. Then AI is recommending who will get what they're demanding. And although final decisions are still made by us, the people, let's imagine such a future when new AI is deciding not just aid and compensations, but the lives of states and nations. Now it's used at the appeals courts to accelerate decisions on the unemployment payments to determine if it's legal when the benefits are canceled. In the future, let's imagine if it calculates in minutes, then its impact could be bigger. If it calculates the payment, it could serve as our replacement. If its functions are exceeded, then your job's no longer needed. It's a tragedy for people, but be ready for the sequel, where AI will be the villain, and it's only the beginning. It will only get worse later. And remember Terminator? We'll be feeling so defenseless when machines will rise against us. Thank you.
Yo, see, you see what happens? I never know what's gonna come through, but it always finds a way. Unmute yourself, give it up for the Goldberg.
Alexander. Woo!
Woo!
That was amazing. That was just the right start for this theme. Thank you so much, Alexander. That wow, those rhymes and then everything truth, you know, what you said. That's AI. Ooh, scary.
I love it, Goldberg, and I appreciate you so very much for doing exactly that, for going all the way in on it like that. That's what creativity is, right? That's what having poetic license, that's what having artistic license is about, right? And it's a beautiful question, even from the jump, right? AI, is it friend or foe, right? So they're analyzing the transcripts, right? And then they suggest who gets the benefits, right? Think about if it goes into states and nations, right? Your job is no longer needed. Get ready for the sequel. It's coming. It's coming, folks. It's evolving, and they're making sure that it evolves into a beautiful being that stands upright like we do. Appreciate you, Goldberg. That's how you do it. Appreciate you for setting this off, man. Always appreciate that cat's energy. Appreciate you. All right, coming up next. Love when this cat comes through. I see he's standing up with his instrument. That means, listen, it's been a while, but we are about to get our week put into balance by the one and only Joski C in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Joski. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Hey, Elemen2al. Hello, everyone. Hear that?
Coming through like a rock star, Joski. Come on.
Coming through. All right. Off theme as usual, but this is something quite very brand new. See if I can pull it off. Untitled as yet, I think. Chase light of a candle, chase the night away. Light of a candle, chase the night away. Candle to flame, hope becomes change. Light of a candle, hope for everyone. Light of a candle, hope for everyone. Hope becomes change if we light the flame, shining in the rain, hope remains in this refrain, candlelit the flame. This refrain's for Kamala. This refrain's for Kamala. Light of a candle, chase the night away. Light of a candle, chase the night away. Candle to flame, hope becomes change, shining in the rain, hope remains in this refrain, candlelight the flame. This refrain's for Kamala. This refrain's for Kamala. This refrain's for Kamala.
Yeah, he just does that. I'm telling you, this is why I look forward to when this cat comes through. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joski C.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Indeed.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
There are no beings under the sun that can take whatever tragedy that happens and turn it into something beautiful, like artists, like creative beings. Joski said, hope becomes change, right? Shining in the rain, hope remains in this refrain. Light of a candle, chase the night away. It's something about that, man. And then of course the way that you use your voice in your music, excellent, man. Like you gotta work, you got work to do, Joski, for real. You got albums and albums in your lungs, man. We just gotta work them out. Appreciate you, Joski, truly. Oh, hold up. Come back at you, Joski. Coming back at you. What up?
There's work to do. I'm playing everywhere I can, and I've got somewhere to be in a little while. I'm double booked, so I'm gonna cycle back and see y'all on YouTube. Thank you so much.
For sure. Appreciate you, Joski. Do your thing, man. Always appreciate you, man. Shout out to Janine. Put in that work. All right. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, this cat always with a line that rhymes, that's right on time, and his smile just jumps out at you every time his camera comes on. Watch what happens. Boom! The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Eddie. Always great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
Thank you, my bro, like no other, words like thunder. Hello, my name is Ed Potasso, feeling fantastic. Please tell me to join my rhyme, Buckle Supply. All right, got one poem, so I won't take too much time. This is called Page Not Found. Page not found? I said it last night. Computer, you want to fight? I saved it on the document. Then I click attach and sent. I don't want to write it again. The words needs to end. I was brainstorming like mad. Quotes and opinions I add. My fingers dance on a keyboard. Very easy than writing on chalkboard. Now I have to write over again. Where's my papers and pen? Why didn't I take accurate notes? My ideas do swim and float. No, I believe. No. I think. Damn, my digits start to shrink. Oh, I'm not a fan of with stress. I can feel the punches in my chest. Breathe in and out. Be calm. Don't shout. I have time. They don't need to pout. It should be about technology. Sorry, computer. No apologies. Why is it backwards and flawed? Hope I won't come out odd. My essay printed it on paper. Hope it won't disappear into vapor. Sometimes tech is a godsend, but it's not. It makes our plans and minds full of knots. Technology can confuse our simple task. What task? Do I really need to ask? I'm finally done. That was fun. Time always seems to run. Wait, my previous essay was saved, but accidentally saved it to Dave. Technology, look what you made me do. Now a buffoon split in two. Thank you.
Accidentally saved to Dave. Oh no. Unmute yourself. Give it up to Eddie Foreman.
That was the line I liked.
Go, Eddie. We all need to talk back to the computer like that.
He said, "You want to fight?" I love it. I love it, man. For real, sometimes it's like that, right? It's just like, why won't you do this? I'm asking you to do this and this. Simple thing. Why can't you do that? I was brainstorming like mad, no doubt about it. Why is it backwards and flawed, right? Sometimes it is, but then this is what I'm talking about. Who's really got the artificial intelligence? Because that thing reads zeros and ones. We're the ones that don't. So who's really backwards? Well, just saying. Appreciate you, Eddie, for all that you do, man, and continuing to share it with us. Always on point. Coming up next, this incredible artist continues to come through and share an incredible experience with us that you never know what's going to happen, whether it's instruments or not. He did not come here to tap dance, but he did come here to blow you away. The one and only Baba Ngoma is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
What's up, y'all? It's good to be seen. It's good to see all of y'all. You can find me on Facebook at Ngoma Hill, or you can find me on Instagram on Baba_Ngoma. Okay. So this poem here is called Countdown 2K, Y2K. And what was interesting was, like, in 1999, we thought that when the clocks hit 2000 that everything was going to go backward and shit, and everything was going to cut down. This is called Countdown Y2K. I got two poems. I carry my bombs in notebooks. I can't afford a plane. You say I'm a word terrorist because I record secrets in the palms of my hands. I throw word bombs from stages, creating a barrage on your mind. For the mind is the last frontier, so I'm a neo-cerebral pioneer. It's 98, almost 99. Limes at ATM machines wrap around the planet. The rush is on before all systems go back to zero. You better act like you know. Mother Earth's pissed. Hot enough to melt polar ice caps, causing floods to wash away transgressors. God says she's no longer listening to bullshit. Rays darting from her eyes, setting fire to dogma. True believers piss on temples, trying to put out the flames. Hijackings on bicycles are frequent, and there's no computer to translate the Bible code, so everything's up for grabs. There's a sale on survival kits, but the cash registers don't work. All the clocks punched out. The moon is dripping blood as a million Muslims say salat at midnight. The clock tick-tocks, racing to see if time stops. Prisoners of the night, those who do time but don't believe in it, break dance till dawn, smelling freedom at daybreak. Workers never united, have no jobs to go to. Gold is not edible and you can't drink oil. The sun has scorched a hole in the ozone. Race is no longer relevant. Everyone's scorched charcoal. Poets and prophets broadcast the news from street corners while flying kites in thunderstorms trying to recapture electricity. The monthly Metro card you bought last night no longer works. The cops are dressed in riot gear waiting for you to jump the turnstile. Seems like you'll miss that appointment at the beauty parlor for your date tonight. Hope it's by candlelight and you're not depending on the microwave to cook dinner. Churches still pass the offering plate, praying that the streets of heaven are paved with gold like they've been told. It's raining airplanes, you'd better duck quick. There's no television to broadcast revolution. Third eye blindness distorts inner visions. There'll be no government to make decisions. You'd have to do it for yourself. As automatic cough pots go berserk, and you finally wake up and realize that dumb shit, like who's sucking the president's dick, is not so damn important anymore. Second poem. What? Yeah, we'll play it. So, I got a new Yadaki, and it's circular instead of being straight. And so, yeah, circular. I'll play it in a minute. But this poem is called DWB, Digging While Black. It's a true story from the village of Harlem. The epigraph is, I'm a musician that plays an array of instruments. One of them is the Yidaki, an Australian Aboriginal drone instrument otherwise known as a didgeridoo, didge for short. It's a tubular instrument about 4.5 feet long, which I carry on a mudcloth bag with a strap on my shoulder. It's an Om-sounding instrument, often used for meditation. Its sound creates a trance state called the dream time. So I'm strolling through Harlem about midnight on the way home from a poetry spot. Didge on my shoulder as usual, just chilling, being casual, 'cause I'm cool like that. But you probably already know that by the way I wear my hat. It's an old school thing. I'm sure you understand. It's part of fitting the description of a black man. Anyway, I digress. Although I'm pretty cool, I need to get this off my chest. I just don't need the stressing. But these stupid cops be messing with a brother, like I'm carrying a bazooka in my bag, or some weapon of mass destruction or something. Anyway, they come up cruising real slow, checking me out like they was in doubt whether to call backup from Homeland Security, like I was a terrorist and they had to be scared of me. Radio crackling in the background. I get a chill in my spine as I turn around, wondering why the hell they be following me. Remembering their stop and frisk policy. They pull up to the curb, get out of the squad car, saying, "Excuse me, sir, we'd like to know what you're carrying in your bag." I started to get an attitude, but it was two young black overseers, so I decided not to sound rude, because I didn't want to end up like Diallo, pulling it slowly out of my bag as I said, "Y'all relax. It's a musical instrument. Just give me a moment and I'll demonstrate," creating the hypnotic sound. Didn't want to be spread eagle on the ground. Now I'm wondering if Harlem's gentrification had anything to do with creating this ill situation, and if there would have been a violation of my rights if my skin was white. Circular didgeridoo. Something's happening. Ew. Wait a minute.
Amazing, amazing. Wow.
I got it up.
You just, I don't know how, I mean, I know how clearly you see it. But I love the fact what you do is you change what we thought and what we saw as being some way out astronomical thing, and you turn it into something very real. I can hear the difference between the two, and I like them both. Really, the long joint has a deeper echoey tone. That one has a more deeper guttural tone. Like it's pretty sick. It goes into the ranges different. Like it's pretty sick, man. Thank you, God, for sharing that with us. I like how you said he said he's a neo-cerebral pioneer. He said no computer can translate the Bible code. And gold is not edible and you can't drink oil. Of course. And then the second piece, he said, like I was a terrorist, that they were afraid of me. That 151, that stop and frisk policy, that's real deal. 2 young Black overseers didn't want to be another Diallo, like 100% of the time. If you don't know about Amadou, do your research. Appreciate you, God, for doing what you do and sharing it with us always. Always. For real. Love to the priestess. All right. Coming up next, all the way out in LA, probably the only baseball fan in SoCal that's happy these days, the one and only Bill Elkins in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you and hear your wonderful music, sir. Please take it away.
How you doing, Elemental? Still, last I checked, no score, 6th inning between the Brewers and the Mets. Winner take all. At least moving on to play the Phillies. Anyway, I'd like to do one of my old originals. It's entitled Say Those Words. I won't tell you when I wrote it because it was a long time ago, before a lot of you were born. Anyway, I hope you like it. La 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 la. La 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 la. Say those words you know I long to hear. Never leave me or else I'll be in fear. You know you mean the world to me. I get so excited when it's you I see. I love you. Oh yes I do. I need you. When we're together I beam with pride. I lose myself when I gaze into your eyes. Please never worry, I am here for you. I admire everything you say and do. I love you. Oh yes I do. I need you. La 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 love you. La 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 la. I dream of you. You're my lover, you're my best friend. You're the one who makes me a better man. I'm so happy, oh yes I am, that we're together. My friends all tell me I'm a lucky guy. They all know if I lost you I would die. I'll never hurt or deceive you. You're my lady, I live and breathe for you. I love you. Oh yes I do. I need you. La 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 la. Thank you.
I'm telling you, man, like the way that you write love songs, it comes from such a beautiful place. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bill Elkins.
I want somebody to sing to me like that. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I was going to say, really sweet. What kind of reaction did you get when you sang that to her for the first time? Oh, no, you don't have to tell.
Well, it was 1966 when I wrote it. So it was a much different environment at the time. So, it's more pop oriented than it is now. So songs like that were very popular and tended to be the bigger hits. Not the best time in the world for music, but that's the way it was back then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We have evolved to some degree. I don't know what direction.
Yeah, a lot of wrong directions, some right directions, but
Yeah,
it's
that's right.
definitely a little more edgy, even though, it's hard to think of those days so nostalgically like it was a utopia, because it certainly
It
wasn't.
certainly was not. You had Vietnam, you had the civil rights movement. I mean, you had a lot of problems back then.
Oh yeah, and all our prophets being assassinated, and
Oh, yeah, not to mention. Yeah, that's
Right,
right.
right. So here's the thing about that, right? With all that turmoil going on in the world at that time, how do you find time to write about love? Because love still needs to happen, because the American economy still needs family to grow, right? You still need incentives and motivation to go to work, right? And to grow families, to build families, to grow a middle class, right? And how do you do that? How do people fall in love? Sometimes it takes a a minstrel. Sometimes it takes a poet, an artist, a creative to say, guess what? I need you. I need you to help me build this family. I need you to help me move this forward, right? I admire everything you do and say, right? And the way that you do that, I mean, it's like, if Shakespeare ever decided to write songs with a guitar, what would they sound like? Right? Think about that. So thank you, Bill, because listen, every time you do that, every time you sing a song, it does that, right? Music has come a long way, yes, but songs like that are still very necessary. Trust and believe. You heard Dr. Z Page, like, I want somebody to sing like that for me. Like, I don't care what year it comes from, like, sang, baby. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, Bill, truly. All right, coming up next, all the way across the pond, where is Wicked Lake, staying up with us to share his genius, the most eloquent writer I know, the one and only Lantern Carrier in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Lantern. Always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Thank you, my brother. I had some trouble logging in, but I'm in now. Microsoft pops up and suggests that I buy a new computer to move into the future of the AI experience. They are saying that my beloved 17-year-old PC is archaic and limping like a log of wood in sluggish water, and would love for me to move forward into a vibrant river of new AI technology. Hats off to pioneers like Alan Turing in the UK, who used AI for intel in World War II, to our own Black Afro-American brother, Mark Dean, a computer scientist and genius who developed many landmark technologies for IBM. This includes the first color PC monitor and the gigahertz chip. African-American Dr. Marianne Crook paved the way for us to enjoy the perks of Skype calls, video conferences, and online messaging tools, holds over 125 patents in VoIP technology. What is artificial intelligence? Well, if you're unfortunate like me, you will see a daily bombardment by celebrities like Elon Musk and Richard Branson, using their wiles to lure us into its benefits in the business industries, such as cryptocurrencies. Get rich quickly. You have nothing else to do but pay a minimal start of just $300. Now sit back, sip your Arabica con latte y azúcar, and watch AI technology work on your behalf. Estupendo. AI services are fast-paced in businesses and include a broad range of activities which hold significant future promises. You will find it in languages, automated analysis, computer vision, healthcare and specialized services, as well as in code and development apps. companies we tap into every day are using the service. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and the airline industry. AI is said to be relevant, reliable, and responsible as long as a series of ethical standards are put in place. It is currently on most people's mind, and its very speed in collecting information makes its possibilities endless. We poets can even use it for writing various styles of poetry, like sonnets. ChatGPT-3 is an AI chatbot that was initially built on a family of large language models called LMS, LMMs. OpenAI has now gone further, and its next generation of models can understand and generate human-like answers to text prompts because they've been trained on huge amounts of data. These include books, articles, websites, and even social media. After all, AI has been trained on hundreds of billions of words. This makes ChatGPT a friendly and intelligent robot. It is also now much faster at processing, especially with audio, meaning that one can feel that one's chatting to a person in real time. This scares many and leads to the questioning of AI. ChatGPT can sometimes hallucinate, that is to say, go wrong, and does have its critics. Overall, though, AI is an extremely fast and predictive tool used also for intelligence and in conflict-stricken areas such as the war areas. Although beneficial, any tool can be used in a negative way, and some users will do well to be constantly cautious when using this ever-increasing technology in our everyday life. Lantern Carry, thank you.
This cat, he never lets me down. I'm telling you. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Lantern Carrier.
That was a wonderful kind of history and kind of an
Yeah, that was a tricky one. I made it a bit factual. Not my best.
Well, don't say that. Everyone is your
best.
best. It's just different than the other best.
Different.
That part, yeah.
Oh, I agree with Paul. I enjoyed that because, like, today I'm learning a lot here. Like, Elemental, the theme that you gave today, like, there are so many things I thought I knew about AI and I really didn't. So, thank you, everyone thus far who performed.
The new thing of the future, man.
It is.
Yeah, but like we can't deny it. You know, it is part of it's
with all its foibles.
Exactly. Yes.
It's everywhere. Listen, no one can escape it. If you have one of these things, it's already with you. If you have one of these things with you, it's already there, right? It's already listening. Listen, I've learned from me discussing things with mine that it's starting to learn nuances, right? I did an experiment one day that I whispered at it, and damn it, that thing whispered back at me. Like, I'm telling you, it's everywhere, folks. It's everywhere. It's going nowhere. And of course they want you to do just that, Lantern, right? As you said, they want you to move into the next generation of AI, right? Into the vibrant river of new technology. Yes, right? And people of color have been involved with that, right? The color PC, the Skype calls, voice over IP, 100%, right? Watch technology work on your behalf. Sure. Listen, I've learned talking to students at multiple levels about human-like responses generated by AI, right? And I've even done some of my own experiments. It's pretty powerful, folks, and they're only making it better. He said it has access to hundreds of billions of words. The difference between that thing and humans is that thing can actually store it. We don't. So many things. Appreciate you, Lantern, for going all the way in as you always do with every prompt that you get down on. Thank you, sir, for doing just that. All right, one more artist, and we are going to move to halftime. I'm going to send it to Ron, so hold it down. Coming up next, this artist continues to come through and share some heavyweight rounds with us. Like, seriously, like they seem like they're putting in work, the stamina training, the speed bag, the heavy bag work, because they come with some real heavyweight rounds. I'm real serious about that. Listen, the one and only Dr. Z Page is in the building. Let them know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thanks, Elemental. Off theme, I wanted to try out this new one before I take it to the Bowery Poetry Slam on Monday. He banished me to my room through a basement door. My neck shivered every time I heard his feet slap the wooden stairs to my lair like the executioner. I was too scared to beg him not to tell others he found the dresses I stole to wear. My brother's keeper. I couldn't keep him from blackmailing me before I came out to my family. He stole my identity while I was transitioning and somehow convinced an officer to file a warrant to arrest me for his own misdeeds. The idiot was speeding without a license or registration, and Officer Doopy was too stupid to pull the video cam footage to prove my brother fooled him. My shoulders ache every time I think about the couch where he molested me, repeatedly, in a multiplicity of complicit acts. I don't know what garbage dump it now exists in, hopefully one that rots like his hands crushing my testicles until I was shocked I had enough semen to make a baby. I heard he cradled his own son the same way until CPS came to restrain him. I hate how my nephew's picture on my refrigerator looks the same as his father at the age his abuse began tormenting me. I'm going to kill you in your sleep tonight. The chilling words his dank breath spat as he edged a butcher knife onto my trachea. He was probably too high to make sense of the consequence. Doesn't mean the impact doesn't exist, even when he's denying it. I still have trouble being touched intimately on my clitoris from what he did to my nuts. Why are the threads still stuck to me? I kept the blanket I once hugged to defend me, maybe because my parents guilted me to believe this person loved me. The best idea they had was to throw him away on a plane to stay far from me. I deserved more, as did you. You are worthy of family who didn't other you for being adopted, who put me on a pedestal for being biologically gifted, someone who was known to be more wanted. I was jealous how people pitied you because it felt like you got more than me when it wasn't. I know that was ignorant. I was desperately trying to win praise so I didn't turn out like you. Turns out I developed the same addiction and lost everything to the pressure. I wonder if my parents regret their decisions. I'll carry pieces of you forever in my mind, and I'm sorry you carry mine. Please recover and return to open that basement door and protect me from the darkness on the other side, which you created like a twisted story time. Help me to forgive my abuser, the man who ran from his vulnerability until the loss stopped him.
I told y'all they come to put in that work. I told y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dr. Z. Hey!
Good, man. Really very thought-provoking.
Yeah, such an intense exorcism. I don't think you should feel any qualms. I think that's more than ready to get up on the stage at the Bowery. That's my take on it.
I agree. And on that note, I know not everybody here online lives in New York City, but for those who do or come to visit, Dr. C Page, I've seen you, many times at the Bowery Poetry Club, including like a week or 2 weeks ago. Like you said hi to me, so I'm looking forward to that. That is a powerful poem, like a reckoning, I would call it. I mean, amazing.
Go for it. Not the freedom that comes with having the money. That there's.
Yo, so this is just so it's just so fitting, right? Because the way that you set up the piece, and I think the sound, that slapping sound, right? That's something that you have owned. I think that's yours now, right? And I think by you doing that, that trigger puts you in a different space, right? By slapping your leg like that, right? Creating that sound, recreating those vibrations, right? It puts you in that state to really, really tell that story, right? You put your audience in that space, right? Even on the paper, right? Even the expressions toward the audience, right? All those things help to draw your audience into your story. And then the emotion and then the energy that you give. It's definitely ready. It's definitely ready. You just have to believe it. Said they stole my identity while I was transitioning, right? A multiplicity of explicit acts. Why are the threads still stuck to me? So when you get ready to write your expose in poetry about all the madness that happened to you, think about that as a title. Just saying. Excellent, excellent work. For as Jedi Master said, an exorcism, right? Thank you for that, truly. All right. Before we move on, we're going to pass it to the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Ron, how you feeling this evening, man? Are you hearing all of this technology coming at us in the best of ways, man? For real.
I certainly am, but let me predict one thing. AI will never be able to replace you as the host or the Nuyorican or the poets here at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. So that I am confident, will remain human, our, human stories, everything that we need to tell. So, but yeah, thank you for this theme. It's, again, I'm just pleasantly surprised that so many of you can write to this, though, that to all of the themes. So thank you, Elemen2al, for all you do for us, continuing every week here, and thank you for everyone who shows up here and participates and gives us their stories to the theme or off the theme. So we really appreciate you. On that note, if you are not yet following us on our social media channels, just go to our link tree. There you can also sign up for our mailing list, just in case you are not receiving our monthly newsletters yet. My colleague Jasmine just sent it out 2 days ago. On that note, I am Ron Mark Thompson. I am one of the program and operations assistants in the program team, now led by our Claudia Alvarez Plot, who was just promoted to programs manager. So congratulations to Claudia on that new position. And if you just want to see our upcoming event, just go to nuyorican.org/calendar. We created that URL a few weeks ago to make it easy on everyone just to go to that to our ticket site, or if you are watching on a computer, scan the QR code here with your phone. So last week we had a very busy week, an event each and every day. We were in Manhattan, we were online, and we were also in Staten Island. Today happens to be, in this week, today is the last event, the online open mic for this week. We're starting a little bit light during the month. So if you still want to be with the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, we do have plenty of content online. All of our previous online open mics, including the current one live streaming right now, you can watch any of the past recordings on our YouTube channel or Facebook page for free. And there you can also find for free our Beatniks and On the Road monthly episodes. Most recently, a month ago, we were in New Orleans, and a week ago, last month in September, we brought you poets from Salt Lake City. And we're going to try to continue to go throughout the United States. So those are all on our Facebook channel, Facebook page, YouTube channel, and on Twitter, X, we also link to them so you can watch those videos. Next week, we are back to in-person programming. Mondays, as Elemen2al mentioned, our Nuyorican Bowery Slam. Also, as Dr. C. Page mentioned, you can get your tickets at the Bowery Poetry Club's Eventbrite page, or just go to our calendar ticket site and you can get linked there. That's Monday, 6:30 p.m. doors open. Show starts at 7. This coming Monday, it's J. Rose's turn to host. And then everyone who wins on Mondays competes along with other poets on our monthly Final Friday Slam at the Puerto Rican Theater. This month, it'll be Friday, October 25th, and Tony McPherson will return to host. Thank you so much, Felicia Kate, for guest hosting last week, which happened to be last Friday. Then on Tuesday next week, we are offering our once a month poetry slam workshop taught by Tony McPherson, in case you wanted to learn how to create and write and perform poetry. Slam poetry, specifically for slams. This month, we're going to have it at a special time, October 8th, Tuesday at 3 p.m. instead of later in the evening. And that one is virtual on Zoom. And thanks to the New York State Council on the Art and Poets and Writer, we can also offer that one to you free. Because of the time change, we added a few more tickets to the slam workshop, so you can still sign up and learn with Tony if you have the time next Tuesday. If not, sign up for November or December, once a month, second Tuesday of each month. Now, in person next week, we are also continuing our workshops at the New York Public Library in honor of celebrating Hispanic and Latinx Heritage Month, which is still for another week and a half. Emmanuel Xavier just finished his workshop at the Staten Island St. George Library a few minutes ago. Next week on Tuesday the 8th, our executive director, La Brua, will be at the Soundview Library, and then Emmanuel Xavier will return to the Stapleton Library on Saturday, the 12th. And those are free. You do not have to have attended any of the previous workshops, and you can register on the New York Public Library's calendar. We have it linked from our calendar. If for any reason you miss to register, walk-ins are welcome as well. Just go to the library at the time of the workshop and we will welcome you there. And then next Wednesday, we are back, yes, at the Loysaida Community Center. Yesterday was our first WOW, Women Orator Wednesday open mic there. After our summer break there, we took off 2 months from the Loysaida Center, but we are now back, and throughout the remainder of this year and all of next year, we will be back there every month with more in-person open mics. Women Orator Wednesday is every first Wednesday of the month, and Supreme's open mic, which will restart next Wednesday, will be every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. And few updates to this: we have reduced the ticket price. It is now only $10 at the door or online in advance. And we are now live streaming directly to our YouTube channel. So it's not just that we post a recording, but we are actually live streaming the event. So just like tonight's open mic, you can watch that one. With the difference is that you cannot perform online on Wednesdays, but you can watch. In case you didn't get a chance to go to New York City, you can watch for free. Or if you did participate and you performed, you can rewatch your own performance. So that is new. That is now also on our YouTube channel, and we will link to it on Facebook and Twitter as well. So we're gonna have way more events this month, October 2024. We're gonna return to the International Center of Photography. Felicia Kate will be hosting an open mic there on October 24th. And we also have the Teenage Open Mic back. We just had one this past weekend, and we're gonna return there as well this month. So again, just go to our link tree to find each and every of our upcoming events on our ticket site, so you will not miss out on any of our programming. So on that note, so that you will not miss out on our next performer, allow me to introduce all the way from upstate and a little bit over to the right, which is Connecticut. Cece has returned. Cece, I hope you are there. I'm asking you to unmute. Yep, I can see. Okay. So Cece, welcome back. You're always welcome here. We appreciate everything that you bring. So on that note, you know how it goes. Let everyone know where we may follow you, and then your piano or your voice or your poetry or whatever you bring tonight is all yours. You're on the floor. Thanks so much, Cece, for returning.
Okay, I'm going to ask to share the screen.
Okay, let
could
me
do that.
temporarily enable that. Give me 1 second.
And I'm going to do something from the past. It's a video. When I was living out in Washington, I was flown out to New York, put up at the Chelsea, and asked to speak at an international conference on database and race conference. And it was about the Genetic Bill of Rights. And I did a little introduction about a painting series that's not shown in this video, but it's the only time that they've ever been seen. Once upon a time, we had what's known as the Genetic Bill of Rights. It was written. And this is the Council for Responsible Genetics. They're the oldest genetic watch group in the country. There was an article from their magazine called Gene Watch. And I was the only artist to speak on the role of art in science and technology and legislation. And I cut out this part, and you could tell me to stop whenever. I think it's about, from 4 to 14. So it's 10 minutes. So I'll do 5, and then I'll put the link in the chat. You can listen to the rest. This thing that I wrote for this occasion was a declaration on the role of the artist. It's kind of like a constitution for artists on Earth. That's a short version of it. And let's see, I'll press play and see what happens.
Read it from the right page.
I can get this to work right.
We, the global community of the artistic and creative beings in the fields of art, science, and humanities, with all our physical, spiritual, and virtual expressions in all forms and mediums, hereby gather in harmony to expose creativity to all, to ourselves, and to creativity itself for the present coming of all possible futures. To expose the questioning of who and what we are and may become as a people, communities, cultures, and a species. To expose and explore the present reflections of what we have become, are at risk of becoming again, or may create of ourselves and this earth in the wake of our deeds. The deeds we propose to do and what has now been done. We hereby engage the present and expand the possibilities of now. Now, releasing our own ego's needs. Now, even if only to bring consciousness to the truth that our future is being engineered as we consume our own demise. As our intelligent sleep chooses the ignorance of our safe fears protected, our frightened egos hid away from our own honest humility, afraid of letting our own failures and doubts contribute to our human successful ideals of humanity, peace, and equality. We teach, paint, compose, record, perform, write, illustrate, photograph, speak, support, and organize our heart's will into what moves as we share being. And all information becomes creativity, moving us throughout our vulnerable lives, and our wonderful spirits rise homeward. For each of us is housed by a lifespan, and are here to transpire by nature amidst our worth, our leaving footprints. And we are not about artistic making. Art is not about me, or each our hungry egos in every moment's end. Yet we may be blessed for each our own contributions done by the receiving and giving of gratitude. The future of life on earth rests upon the responsible concerns of the arts and humanities' creative ways and say. We rest on the integrity of our deeds in their wake. The work of informing and educating, the sole work of our humanity sustained, to work the wake of consciousness and the respect of soul from the sleep of the many made few. Let us not fight from the position of the oppressed and silenced, but rise human and stand below no label or condescending view, no inferior labels cast by controlling sounds of authority, by rhetoric aimed to divide an issue at the inspiration of its public awareness. If so, transcend this divisive rhetoric and re-engage the issue at heart. Let us not fall into warring over a false and delusional left-right divide of public opinion. Let humanity undivided be and remain. Let us not be reduced to a false right or left-limited sense of understanding the constitutional issues, rights, laws, and the declarations we live to stand on, grow by, form, question, and become. This divide of human equality is a rhetorical weapon made to divide choice itself, to hand over our rights and liberties and public authority to the controlling winds of hate and fear, by no more than propaganda of fear, control, and greed, or racism, intolerance, and arrogance. Each of us standing for all humankind is not the opposite of this. It is a contextual ploy used to engage a faux debate and derail change rising from public demand. The destructive perpetual war of words is the language of tooth and claw. It is inhuman. A verbal tactic that rarely keeps the point of an issue at the fore of any moving social direction, any movement towards social awareness rising. And so let us stand for a love that cannot be denounced. Stand for the context of your creative say and life itself. Let us not dance violently with the weapon of words that undermine human love, undermine a growing respect for all that is literally worth our love. Beware your own harmful passivity that lacks human compassion for all. Let not your responsible and ethical concerns become measured against the rhetoric of fear, against the aims of controlling interests, against mirrors of hate, or powerful forms of ignorance breeding unaccountable entities of blame and or greed. Our humanity is not a given. It is a gift earned moment by moment as we step through time. And within each moment's end, it is not a matter of fault and blame as we live to earn our measures of character. In humanity is a primal understanding we must ever raise within ourselves, each other and our children to grow from, in the wake of all lessons learned, always. Let us see, be, and act upon the silencing of dissenting views, and stand unshaken by the belittling of our creativity's aesthetic resolve. Let us echo the work that introduces our rights in times of technological inventions and gains that leave us without any at all. Let us hear, see, be, inspire, and act to become art and educate what may become laws and words we live by. Let us not settle for the demise of our rights and liberties for the enslavement of our consuming convenience. Let us prevent harm of any natural and free sentient being, forgetting not the world herself. We are here free to think, to question thought, controlled, and question what is reported and sold to you as good for you, questioning good and all of its offsprings of inhumanity breeding. And so we question news that sells no more than mind-numbing entertainment and these consuming motives to move fear. We question disinformation. We question the
This cat sounds like he is standing on the Senate floor, letting the whole Congress know this is what we should be doing as a freaking poet laureate of the lower 49. I don't know. Unmute yourself. Give it up for CC Arshagra. Yeah.
There was that whole section in there, CC, where you just such a brilliant dissection of these rhetorical tactics that have been used for the past 6 or 7 years to create all this divisiveness in the society. I've been waiting years to hear somebody who's in the middle of all that politically to flesh that out. And here you are, I don't know how long ago, anticipating that. And it was a really, really amazing thing to hear.
Yes, Cece, do us a favor because it was a little bit too long for here, but put the YouTube link in the chat so anyone who is interested can watch the entire video, which I think is like 15 minutes, like when I looked it up on YouTube, but very powerful.
Yes, please do just that. Listen, because what you did, right, is you brought something that some people would wave off and you brought it into a room full of folks who are examining it from a scientific aspect, right? And listen, I'm in arts and humanities, right? So I love the fact that you brought it in from that perspective, right? For the lovers of creativity, right? All information is creativity. Like I appreciate how you brought it to them, being very direct, right? Without being overly poetic, right? Without drowning them in poetry. You just gave them the importance of creativity when it comes to technology. Like our future is being engineered and we consume our own demise. Like, yeah, man, you've been an essayist, a speechwriter, a songwriter, doing some heavyweight work, sir. Appreciate you. Yeah, as Ron said, make sure you put that information in the chat, man, so we can watch that whole thing, because that's some real work. Appreciate you for that, man, truly. As we're moving forward, make sure you are showing your love to Ron Mark Thompson, all the way out in the BX. Shout out to BX. Doing so much work behind the scenes to make sure that these lights come on and we continue to do what we do. Love that dude. Appreciate you, Ron. Truly. All right. Coming up next, all the way from Brooklyn, coming through, rocking with us, ready to get down with us. Listen, I love when new community members come through and they stay committed to what we do and stay dedicated. Oh my goodness. The one and only Markencia is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you again. Please take it away. Gonna get it. Hold up.
You can find me here.
Fantastic.
Okay. Title of my poem is The New AI versus Mine. Let the record soul reflect the internet, introducing Exhibit A into evidence, hence my digital footprint, trafficked on the World Wide Web, cyberspace, the internet. My search history deleted, correction, it floats in the clouds and resurfaces every then and now. Terms and conditions to apply. Cookies and third parties have a piece of the pie. Privacy, obsolete. I am number, digit, figure, simple, arithmetic, breath, pulse, heartbeat, fueling algorithmic systems, machines, hackers, malware, bugs, bad actors, cloaked as Robin Hood. In one click or call, will certainly seize one's securities, funds, wire transfer, or withdraw from banks or other financial institutions. They never get caught. Their trail widespread, intangible, netted web. So folks, hang up, shut down, reboot. Privacy, obsolete. Let the record so reflect my smartphone, introducing Exhibit B into evidence. Face recognition, passcode, fingerprint. Privacy, obsolete. Convenience is not a shortcut. To get one's way around things is suspicious conduct. Let the record so reflect social media. Introducing Exhibit C into evidence, my Facebook account. In the moment, missing the moment, manufactured human interaction, many friends, and reality, few. False identities prevail for those seeking refuge or mischief. Let the record so reflect artificial intelligence. Introducing Exhibit D into evidence. Expert systems, Siri and Alexa, decoding language, maximizing human potential or inadequacy. I bleed red, have instinct, conscience, and common sense. I'm on the fence. Siri and Alexa may get out of hand, talk out of turn, come from behind the screen and give me their 2 cents, and may even conspire to eat up my brain. On a more serious note, AI is a lot of things. Security is not a question, Your Honor. Secret intelligence agencies use it as a reference or hardcore evidence. However, privacy is obsolete to an infinite degree. We are being recorded, watched, and transcribed as I speak. The new AI is dominion and supremacy over the human form. We must ground ourselves in the earth, conversing face to face, no screens, emojis, or ellipses. Dignity restored. I rest my case. Thank you.
Well, damn. Well, the exhibits though. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Markencia.
Boss. And being the one to kill the boss.
That was
Stand up.
something. Wow, privacy is obsolete. Yes, that is so true. And Mackenzie, you gave me a scary thought when you mentioned Alexa and Siri. What if they go to war with each other, you know, trying to get whoever is the one, you know, who wants to rule the earth? So that, wow, what a thought-provoking poem. Very powerful.
Hey, Markencia, I need to, do you do landlord-tenant law? I could really use your chops.
For real. Listen, those exhibits, listen, I don't think I've heard a poem like that. You know what I mean? It's just like I really, really appreciate your perspective on that piece, right? The new AI versus mine. Like I really do, right? I've said that. You know, what I've learned, privacy is obsolete, no doubt about it. Algorithmic system, machine, absolutely. In the moment, missing the moment, that Facebook, trying to capture those images, right? You're in the moment, missing the moment. I love that. False identities prevail. Yes. But AI is going to make sure it gets that real deal out of you. Secret intelligence agencies use it as a reference. Nowhere is safe. Nowhere. Thank you, Markencia. for even mentioning your digital footprint. Like that is also the beauty of the new AI, is it takes all of that into account when it creates your avatar. And listen, we will all have personal AIs at some point, I believe. Appreciate you for doing what you do. For real. Brooklyn, stand up. Appreciate you. All right, coming up next, this cat comes through, and he's listen, I love the way his cat's mind works, right? Because he thinks also in images as well as words and rhymes and frames. So I'm looking forward to whatever incredible that he has to share with us this evening. The one and only Warren Dixon in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Come on, man. Great to see you. Take it away.
Salute. Great to see you, Elemental. So I do have one short poem to share. And you know how they say good things come in small packages. Well, that seems to be the case tonight. And spoiler alert, my poem is based on so yeah. I'm gonna share my screen. So if you guys can just give me 1 second while I do that. Oh, never mind.
Should be ready to rock, man. Take it away.
All right. Can you let me know if you guys can see my screen?
Oh yeah, we got it. Keep pushing.
All right, got it. All right, cool. Yeah, so this poem, I think you guys will probably like this poem. It's an interesting one. It's a poem I actually did a couple years ago, but I wanted to do it tonight since it relates to technology. So yeah, so without further ado, this is called Through the Looking Glass. In this time, there are only so many things we can let out of their cage. Technology, imitations of natural intelligence, the great facade. We Apple users call upon Siri, orchestrator of the convenient, omnipotent assistant to the unorganized animals. Us. We summon Siri. We make them in our image and voice to wake us up on time, schedule that appointment, or help us feel less alone. Like a digital fortune teller speaking to the stars, colorless hands toiling in the invisible ether, trading algorithms with satellites. In the privacy of our pockets, never to leave, never to love, if she were even capable of loving, forever kept in a glass house for her to give and to give and to give. All until we stop asking for the answers to existence, remembering the looking glass and what Alice found there. Poem.
Hey, I mean, listen, nursery rhymes are poetry, are they not? Of course they are. Unmute yourself, give it up for Warren Dixon.
Nice work, Warren. That's an interesting takedown of Alice.
Appreciate that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And talking about technology and AI, we were not able to see any content on the screen, where we just saw a blank screen, which I'm wondering, I know you're on a phone, so that may be a limitation of screen sharing, but we heard you loud and clear, so that was
you guys saw my, I hate when that happens.
It happens though. Check it out. But check it out.
Man,
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We end up looking into a looking glass. Right? That's what darkness is it not? It is a looking glass. What do you see back from that darkness? Right? I don't know what y'all saw, right? But I was watching the story unfold in said darkness. That's just me, right? I'm just one of those cats. But no, I appreciate how you come through and you make that, right? Again, Now we're questioning, as I said in the email today, right? I said, whose intelligence is really artificial? When you're looking back from the other side of the glass, what do you see? Right? So I appreciate the fact that you put yourself in that perspective, right? To say what was on the other side of that. Again, always ready to scramble people's brains, man. I appreciate you for that. And the cat's on the move too. Out in nature, see the trees behind that cat, you know, open air. Appreciate that always, man, for coming through. All right. Listen, let me shout out a couple folks. You know, I saw a couple folks also. Oshun Yo Yen, shout out the guys in the earth, man. She wasn't able to make it, hanging out with the family. I saw Melinda Lucas was in the building also. Not sure if Sophia Monet is gonna make it, but we will make room and space for them. So with that means we got 5 people on the guaranteed list and 1 on the good luck round. So let's keep it pushing. Coming up next, storytellers in the building. This incredible author of multiple books continues to come through with some of the most incredible work that I know that some of you have ever heard, because he really puts in that work and he stays dedicated to it. The one and only Ike Waltz in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Ike, I like to call him the Vincent Price of poetry. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Thank you, Mackenzie. I liked your piece. And let me follow up with this. I am in the VME Computer Technology Hall of Fame, by the way. And there it is, my life in technology. But will I meet you in cyberspace? The day I upload my mind, will I still be me, an individual, or will I be thrown out entirely, replaced by logic, artificiality that separates a perfect you from the once faulty biological me? But who will be this simulated me? Philosophically, morally? Will my conscience still be awake? Will my synaptic pairing change? What experience provides a future without imperfection? I may, or should, or shall see. Will I feel like a real body? Will I still think compartmentalized and admire a she's wild array? Thoughts of never-ending mystery? Will I still be able to touch, smell, taste the all of you? Is there enough bandwidth to flutter that sexy look of you? Will I still be mortal? What trajectory will become the me in the search of infinity? Now that we gained the power which once belonged to evolution itself, scary to think, will I still look familiar to me? Will I go to sleep? Will I wake into a process once we call life? Will it be lifelike? What was lifelike? Is the way how I love my wife a data file of personhood to be found in a cloud, floating in cyberspace? Intellectual property, now a common man's media university meshed into a political and economical utopia to be born within imaginal cells, accessible only to an immortal elite controlling a population in permanent larval state? What role the gods are going to play? Is the infighting going to stay? Has history a chance to correct the future? You see, my future makes no claim. My spaceship to the afterlife is waiting. I have a seat reserved, and I wait, and I wait, and let hope plan ahead until I have been processed in cyber memory. And in meanwhile, my friends, I have a binary glass of wine, and I swallow the barcode and any pill to satisfy what's left of my neurological ego. Will this be embedded in my cryptic will? Above all, will I still meet my friends in cyberspace? And that in real time, please. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. The flavor. You see, unmute yourself. Give it up for Ike. Whoa.
Yeah, Ike, you see, you get to the real sort of issue that I think people who came before the internet feel about artificial intelligence, which is this vulnerability, your humanness, your personal identity feeling vulnerable. And it was, like in every line of that. And you were very eloquent about it.
Sir. The way that he came about even going into that, right? Will I meet you in cyberspace, right? In the Church of Infinity. Will it still be lifelike? What was life like? Right? My future makes no claim. Let hope plan ahead until I'm processed. But I was trying to get that one, and then you messed around and you said you're drinking a binary glass of wine. And I believe you said you swallowed the barcode. Did you not? Yes, he did. God, swallow the barcode? Gosh. Told y'all, the storytellers are the building. That dude just does that. Incredible line, sir. Incredible piece as always. Thank you for doing what you do and sharing it with us. Make sure you are plugging into Ike Waltz. That cat's incredible. I believe this is book number 7. And I'm sure there's another one on the way. Believe me. Appreciate you, Ike. All right. Some more folks were supposed to come through. Hopefully, they'll be able to make it through. If not, we still got an incredible lineup of folks. Listen, coming up next, our resident superhero is in the building. Author of Some Days Here. This incredible artist continues to make space and make room for artists. Member of the Poetry Global Network. Make sure you are plugging in with all things Fincabulary. The one and only Finn Bell is in the building, who I like to call the daughter of Krypton. Make sure you let all these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
It's always good to see you too, Elemental. You can find me on Instagram. I am Finn_Bell. I wanted to share 2 things tonight, hopefully within the time limit. The first one, I was messing around with doing a golden shovel of one of my favorite poems. I have not completed it, so I'm not going to try to screen share it. But it is quoted from Craig Arnold's Bird Understander. These are your own words, your way of noticing and saying plainly, of not turning away from hurt. You have offered them to me. I'm only giving them back. Craig Arnold, Bird Understander. So this is as far as I got. What difference made in the long run these words that scrawl scripted agony on our page, our gifted allaying of fears stored in mouths for safekeeping? Your thoughts or my own, they are the same, taste alien. We own up to what we are feeling only in the cover of dark. See, love, this is where words become drained of their true meaning, swallow their own venom. Your voice, as I remember it, winds itself back to me, a way that can only ever be winding, precarious at every turn. I lose my footing on the path of stones we placed. Our hands, one movement, a harmony. Were we noticing This wall that shut out the world and its noise would keep us safe from each other too. And I find that my legs do not understand what the hill is saying to them. And I topple headlong into the sea, brewing black as you watch me as I fall. So that's as far as I got. Still gonna work on that. And then I want to use up the rest of the time to read a little bit of this delightful story that I picked up from the library. Not really knowing what it was, but it paid off. So I'm gonna set my timer. So this is from Kuki Iponya Everman's We Belong. And so this chapter, it's in poetic verse, is called Whose Flame is the Imprisoned Lightning? We had entered the kingdom of heaven, but found ourselves lost. Who lifts a lamp for us beside this golden door? Our days took shape around learning how to be immortals, testing our powers we had been given but never knew we had, training to fight as if we were never going to die. We were taught how to be warriors in our father's army by our brother Kidlat and our sister Anitun. Kidlat was the eldest son of Patala. He crafted lightning bolts as weapons of war. Kidlat taught us how to run and strike fast, hitting our opponents when they least expected it. Anitun Tabu was twin sister to Kidlat. She uses lightning in her deadliest storms. Anitun taught us how to raise and gather the storms within us and deploy them when needed. I remember the day I showed them I was learning perhaps too well. It had been a long day. My breaths were shallow, heavy. Isa pa, Kidlat demanded. One more. He was delighted to witness my fatigue. I adjusted my shield, braced for impact. I did not want to be hit again. Kidlat reached back and drew a bolt of lightning from the air. He planted both his feet on the ground and threw the bolt at me, aiming for my heart. Kidlat was so sure it would hit and hurt. I wanted to wipe the smirk off his face. This time, instead of blocking the bolt, I caught it with my free hand. While Kidlat stood astonished, I hurled the bolt of lightning back, hitting him square in the chest, the exact spot where he meant to hit me. Kidlat staggered in pain, more in shock than pain, and fell to the ground, clutching his chest. All of Batala's children training nearby stopped what they were doing to stare at me. Apulaki, eyes wide, looked over at me from where he was sparring with Anitun. I nodded. Stunned silence gave way to whispers. Ang galing! Was that Mayari? Kidlat must be furious. And then they cheered so loud my ears rang. And then they clapped me on the back. Thank you.
See, that I think that's a whole cheat code right there. That's a whole cheat code. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Finn Bill.
Thank you.
See, you never should have read that book and said it was from the library, because now I want to go to the library and steal that book.
Actually, I think we should just entice Finn Bell to just audio book it for all of us. Since she's already got us into the story, we are there for it. Just so we are there for it. How dare you? How dare you, ma'am? Have a poem that's such a beautiful, shining golden shovel, and then unearth this amazing story about God to play. It's just amazing. It's amazing. In the first piece, scripted agony on our page. It's just something about that, right? Swallow their own venom. Taste alien. Swallow their own venom. In that second piece, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning? Like, that's just a sentiment that I don't know if I'm gonna forget for a while. Learning how to be immortal, definitely. Rise and gather storms within us and deploy them when needed. That's a handy skill. Thank you so much for doing what you do, Finn Bell. Make sure you are plugging in with Finn Bell and all the things Fincabulary does, from poetry games to movie nights to any inspiration, as I mentioned. I believe they may even be doing Tumble Words coming up. So make sure you are plugging in with Finn Bell. Truly appreciate you. All right. Coming up next, you have heard this gentleman all evening adding his incredible commentary, his incredible critique, and he's usually, and I would say 99.99% of the time, on point. And the 1%, probably my fault. The one and only Paul Skiff in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, Jedi Master. Please take it away.
I got 99%. I'm luckier than I thought. I just stuck this URL link in the chat. It's to a page on paulskiff.com where I republish a book review I got published in 2002 in a journal called Art Journal. It's a book review, but it's also an essay about the new order of information. And if you go to that page, the first information you'll see is writings I was asked to do for the Asian Cultural Exchange Association. So just scroll below there and you'll see the book review. Although maybe you'll want to read the things I did for the Asian Cultural Exchange Association. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm trying not to take too much time. It's interesting. Ever since computers and their languages, we collectively have had such a huge reaction to them. It's almost like, because it's affected humanity so much, it's almost like an alien has come to Earth, and it keeps being more and more like that in certain ways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a poem I've been working on for a while. It's not done, so you're just going to get kind of the beginning of it, but it's drawn from slightly before Internet 2.0. I had started doing a blog to myself about social media sites, which were very nascent then. So I'm just going to read two excerpts kind of from this blog, and then I'll do this poem. It shouldn't take long. And so these excerpts are out of context. They'll be a little disjointed. And this is what is so enjoyable. It is where I am not fully apprehended, fugitive. There is no physical space between persons and places. There's only an altogether, all at once. Only exists as a mega monument to the high value placed on gratification that comes from the alienating experience of non-physical contact and perception. 21st century magic trick asking you to remember how to dream while still awake. That is why the easiest thing to do here is have fun. Lose track of time, not hear the sirens outside, forget you have to pee, and feel that the whole universe is being worn by one's self as a kind of high-fashion wardrobe below the skin. Transcend the human use of human beings to reoccupy your own lost soul in a back to the beginning of tomorrow's, next week, yesterday, eventuality, paradise, autonomy, like the always liberated, real, organic, personal thought feeling formed in the bloodstream, nerve-ending, evolutionary, iterative, neurotransmitting chemicals and hormones that are your meta-identity. You are composed by the loving, uncoded chaos, molecular Shangri-La of the biological chemicals whispering your name in the universal breezes that wash off civilization's insanities. Unfurl your heartbeat to the eternal, desireless bliss time wind. Forever for a human is only ever years away. And here's the poem I've been generating out of that. And this is the form of this has really been influenced by Gustav and Daniel Fernandez. 21st century erasure, individual personality, a melted glacier, soul, the annex of a server farm, robotized anxiety, new form of self-harm, dematerialized reduction to list of ingredients absorbed by the data clinic, your life, a trial of keystrokes, live by finger and thumb pokes. Individuality is an account profile recipe that is only what the market needs. Your whole life, a cyber fictionalization, living annex of a server farm, electromechanical bio, agriculturalization, body, a sharp cold light, over illuminated, heatless luminosity, almost real self resides in a statistical clinic, rapification. What you search for is now a list of inauthentic desires, map of materialist fantasy to which you can only aspire. The market is daddy. You, the purchase puppet, offering list of buying habits. At the bottom of your bank account, capitalism died a slow death. In your purchase history, debitalism took its first breath. Slave for the algorithm. It will make your next purchase decision. You are consumed by the database. The blockchain swallowed your face. Your identity is a history of purchase, hyper-consumerist, genealogical, telelectric, perverse. There is no world outside your door. The earth is locked up on a cold glow screen forevermore. Your space is no place without the K. Your life is lived in the telecontinual screenshine perpetual day. Paradise costs more than money. Paradise costs more than money. Paradise costs more than money. Wildfire, toasted koala bear, we are next. Crypto blockchain, server farm, make a billion at a half-second pace. Just ignore the wildfire incinerated state. Starving polar bear, extinction porn, beached whale death report a norm. Disappearance of the bees, pesticide alarm. Suntanned penguin, fluorocarbon harm. Dead coral, oceanic cemetery. The city with no more water, municipal self-harm disease. Disappear into thin air, drought fate. Go the way of the Great Salt Lake. Retail, hookups, credit card, orgasm, your sexual fulfillment depends on a finger swipe. Childhood is digitally anorexiatic. Carbon fuel is a death wish. Windfall profit is a drain of nature. When doing business, you are less than human. Subprogram in the transaction. Organic clog in the purchase order. Satisfaction. Get out of the way of your bank account. Hello, this is Karen, Fibs the Telerobot. Your uniqueness is a limited offer time slot. Click here to conform. You confirm. Click here to confirm. You conform. Reading the terms that take your innocence and sanctity to legally deform. Click here as involuntary auto reflex to prove you are not a robot. Strip off your individuality and lay down on the keypad in your statistic clinic. You will be the digitally sleek avatar of binary dreams when sub-programs finish. Wrap yourself in our telelectric junk mail. Malvertising is where we want you to put your consciousness in a flat backing retail. Spread those virtual legs. We will penetrate to the appropriate credit card depth. Ouch, ouch, says the chatbot. That's a debit card overdraft. electroparasitic bad news informatic bite on the ass, data overdose load comatose help only way to stop me is pull out the cord. The moral of the story comes after the user agreement, biological flesh and blood brain jumps, the prompt for appeasement, screen slaves on the harm channel playground, fame broker tell us telecritical sociopathic gigabyte hound, humanity reduced to a list of buying habits, sold endlessly to big business souls by the pound. That's as far as I got, and it's probably too far.
I mean, but when you're a sociopathic gigabyte hound, you just go all the way with it, as you should. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skip.
Those metaphors. Oh, scary. That was amazing, Paul. Great.
It's more than amazing. Way more than amazing.
Yeah, man.
Well, thanks, Gustav and Daniel Fernandez, to kind of get me in that, those bars and flows and rhyme, rock and roll scheme thing going on. I owe them.
No, if I remember correctly, they said they owed you for inspiring them multiple times. So, this is the way our art form works, right? We inspire each other and then we get a chance to inspire each other. It's just how it works, right? So many bars in there, man. Childhood is digitally anorexiatic. Prove you're not a robot. That just hit me. Like, I see that all the time, but you just saying it like that, it just hit me different. Prove you're not a robot. Like, they're already setting the line in the stand. Like, oh, if you're a robot, well, you get this path. If you're a filthy human, you go down the stairs. Like it's for real. Trial of keystrokes, no doubt. Just so many things, right? We'll have dead coral, electroparasitic bad news, like so many things. Tomorrow's, next week's, yesterday. You are consumed by the database. All of us are, as Marquincy has said, right? Exhibit 1, I believe, or maybe even 2, right? What is it? Privacy obsolete, right? Privacy obsolete. Every keystroke proves just that. Thank you, Jedi Master, for doing what you're doing and continuing to add your critique. Definitely makes a difference. Truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next, our last artist on the guaranteed list this evening. Listen, I had the opportunity to rock with this cat last night. Shout out Poet, rocking through on Poet Radio, came through. This cat, all the way out in New Mexico, is about to do this thing, man. He's so dedicated. I love his flow, man. He puts in the work, man, and you'll see what I mean by that. The one and only Zach Frater in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Hey, Elemen2al, I love you. You're the best host. Yeah, I had one more thing I wanted to say. I had dilly bars and video games tonight with 2 little girls. I asked my oldest daughter if she wanted to read a poem, and she said no. So maybe some other time she can do one. I wrote one. Okay, I'll try it. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I mean it. It means a lot to me, and it's hard sometimes. And don't make me cry, but it means a lot. You guys are amazing. I love tonight. Fuck. Right. Isn't it weird? All my life, little phone screen. I was notebook. I was scared. He took her smartphone. Something clicked. I wrote 100 million words. I don't know. 2015. I was against tech. I had heart rate monitor. I raced bikes. I just wanted to feel hurt, pain, feel, peel. Like broke heart, like broke bones, like burns on skin. I'm sorry. I guess I'm sorry. Past act, you felt it all. Now I just mine data, like AI input. Zach's story, 2006, dropped out of school. He writes frantic. He can't exist without writing or riding his bike. 2007, I was working in kitchen, write a poem that could express desperate, anxious energy, not knowing where to take it out at. Resort, community lodge. Divorced women, well, did things I'm not proud of. 18, please, God, forgive those moments. I'm just me. Testosterone fueled. I probably apologize. I feel bad. Like long drive home after a shameful event. It wasn't hurt him. It was I fall in love too fast. AI, could you write this input? Zach, Y2K, probably write something like this. It was notebook, all those notebooks put in fire. I said tadpole to frog, thrown in fire. Writing something I just did. Pain expressed like fist fight, biggest guy in room. It was fireworks, mortar, bomb go off, first drink, led down road. Probably inevitable fate. Help, Shane dad, check computer after midnight. Weird, check, everything was fine. Phone, tech, computer, thank you. How could I write? Hands broken without my phone screen. Phone screen. I have my phone screen. I write on my phone screen. Street sweeper in late fall. Decomposed leaves and all stops cups. Discard me like all the garbage in the bins on street. Discard me like all your failed dreams. Shopping cart. Pushed in front yard. Far from store of origin. Who's responsible to pick it up? Who's responsible for a broken heart? Cart corral. Can't manage to get it there. Miles away, dropped off and forgotten, abandoned, time of need, feeling like I was pushed down, climbing from my knees. Swim, glacier stream, tall mountains and torn up jeans. How I learned to relate, falling from big trees, gravel skid, wrecked trucks, snow on roads, drift down Main Street, cots let me go. Plead the fifth, could have 25th and back, old ranch truck, big rack, hay bales stacked. Drive 100 miles an hour, open container, no seat belts, no stop signs on gravel road. Hospital Hill, mid-June, school almost out, bombing down the hill. Brake checked, ready to give it all up. Fist fight in bike shoes. Dude in car saw rage and blue eyes, apologized, back in car. Didn't even see, busted knuckles. Fearless or naive, maybe drunk, but I don't remember past times. Brother slid downhill, hit hotel. Road was covered in ice. Lucky owner knew our dad. Didn't call cops, just paid cash. Definitely wouldn't do the same for me. All alone, next town over. Back and forth, big resort. Didn't know then, found out something about me is what ladies go for. 19 years old. Chased by 35 plus divorced women, rural kids, squeaky grocery cart wheel that makes black skids. Big trucks, big river, accounting firm, wasted by noon, breakfast and dinner. Bike rides at sunset, eating at restaurant, avoid grocery bill. Cocaine in big old barns. Joints rolled by unemployed drug dealers, Cheetos on floor, Cheeto dust rolled up. Hometown never left. Disability, if I remember right, was a knee injury. Working on dam. Dr. Pepper 2 liters like gravestones on a kitchen table. Cute girls, never getting out. Close enough to Portland, but far enough to dissuade even most ambitious. Unafraid.
And I freaking love how unafraid you are to rip every syllable of your work, man. I'm telling you. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Zach Frater.
Yeah, listening to you deliver is like being on a road trip, and all these impressions just keep flying by. It's a really great phenomenon you create.
Keep doing what you're doing. Your daughter's they listen that they may be a little bit shy of performing, but they're gonna keep hearing you and seeing you, and one of these days they will come up, and perform themselves. So just keep doing what you're doing, Zach. You're amazing. Thank you so
Paul
much.
said it best. You create.
Indeed.
Thank you, all of you, right, for showing him how important it is for him to do what he's doing, right? As a dad, I know how important it is to show your kids, right, to model what you want them to exhibit, right? Model those features, model those standards. And by you doing that right there in front of them, full force, full voice, right? It shows them that they have a way to express themselves, that they don't have to necessarily hold on to it, right? That they can express it and they can share it with their pops. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful, man, truly. So don't be surprised when they start reading you their poetry. For real. Pain expressed like biggest guy in room, right? Hands broken without phone screen, discard me like all your failed dreams. Listen, man, with you get some music behind you, it's gonna be ridiculous. You get the right tracks with the way that you deliver your work, man, you're gonna be a problem for folks. For real, I believe that. And I've seen you. I've seen some of your posts, man. And I see you putting in that dog work. Keep putting it in, man. You're gonna be a problem. For real. Not that you already aren't, because you are. What I'm saying, you get that music, it's gonna be worse. All right, appreciate you, man. Truly. All right. That was the end of our guarantee list, folks. Listen, one folk on our good luck round. We're gonna get to her, and then we're gonna get into the cipher. All right, we're gonna hang out and rap. So, coming up next, this incredible, feminine, divine being comes through in the process of doing her mom thing, right? In the process, real time, right? And it's not always easy to do one or the other, right? Some folks, can't have any distractions when the poetry is going on, or they can't have anything else focusing on when they're doing their parenting thing, right? But I've seen you do it multiple times, right? And I commend you for that. It's not easy. You have the most thankless job in the world, as all moms do. Shout out all the moms in the world. Y'all are amazing. The one and only Elizabeth Horan is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you and all the incredible things that you do. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you, friends. What a great night to be here. I apologize. I unmuted and then both kids came in. I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not pretty me getting to this point. I know it's not, but I do it because I want to get to read and be here and share this with you guys. So now I get to calm down and enjoy my Thursday night, right? Okay, friends, I'm going to read a few. They're just what I felt like reading today. This one is called My Hands. My hands are really quite lovely. They are small, but so am I, although they are not prone to weight gain, luckily. My belly is jealous of their tenacity, their willpower. They type like seagulls pecking up bread upon a beach, the strong ones grabbing the best bits, then flying away to eat them alone, away from their hungry, green-eyed sisters. And why should they share? When they spent most of their life slinging hash, filling coffees, making shakes for assholes. Why shouldn't they take the best bits when for so long they hated the masturbation and they hated the typing of wills for the rich and they only wanted to hold their own baby instead of pretending to enjoy touching other people's babies? Hands are good at lying, not like my mouth, which makes the dumbest smile when saying, let's get together. The mouth convinces the fingers to play along. They don't want to, but the mouth has told him it will bite them later if they do not obey. So the fertile mother looks quizzically at my face while my pointed Nordic profile already rotating away, my shoulders shrugging as if to say, yeah, I'm busted again. And she knows immediately that I am weird and that my kind fingers, which minutes ago stroked her baby's precious head, do not match the guise of my mouth when it flat out lies to her, suggesting, let's get together. That baby can have its mom. My fingers have their own keys, their own stale rye. And my despicable mouth keeps telling them masturbation beats a baby any day. And then I'll read this one called baptism gone awry. When I attack my birth, my Lord re-engorges, recalcitrant. I chant in tongues. Sorry. I can start over. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Baptism gone awry. When I attack my birth, my Lord re-engorges, recalcitrant. I chant in tongues, gobble it up, virile shangons and voharies, and nevertheless, an upting bang and uberdine bullshit. This is the sermon of the lost, of the unquantified he gives us. And I'll read one more if you don't mind. This is called In the Ward. I am good for nothing in the ward. Christy's here for sucking off the principal. Linda's here for the sliced up arms. Deanna bangs her head on the wall. Dump, dump, dump. Her patch of bald, shiny as a kettle. Brianna and Sarah, what a pair. They don't eat. They are so strong. They are lighter than air. They don't give in. Don't stash the brownies like me, fat pig. Nurse Patty found it. Tisk, tisk, Elizabeth. For hiding your food. Fodder for art therapy tomorrow. I will draw a picture of a fucking fudge brownie like a pile of shit smudged on my face. Punishment for being so disgusting. For wanting a brownie, for hiding the brownie in my pocket at the dining hall, fingering the saran wrap. Sorry, I lost myself. Fingering the saran wrap, holding its crumbs in like an invisible jog bra. Getting to my room, saving it for later, under my journal, top drawer, side table. Dump, dump, dump. Her head's got it in for the wall tonight. Teapot seeks its bald Frankenstein. Linda's in the bathroom with a stolen Gillette razor, savoring the blood as it slithers down her elbow. Christy is incorrigible with the head resident again. If you let me suck your dick, I promise I'll eat my meds. Brittany and Sarah come freewheeling down the hall, smiling at each other, proud of tonight's numbers on the scale. 74, 72. Starving happily. Feeding tube in place of a belly piercing. Amenorrhea has taken hold of the reproductives. I want to be them. So thin, so strong. They don't steal food or cave in to desire. I imagine stuffing the shit brownie in my fucking fat ass face. Then Nurse Patty comes in for night check. Tisk, tisk, Elizabeth, she says as she flushes it down the toilet. Like I said, I am good for nothing in the ward. Thank you, everyone, very much.
I just hope that those were some of the best damn brownies ever baked in the world. Just saying. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Elizabeth.
Well, that last piece was such a great expose sort of piece. And, you have such a comfort with coming to terms with it. And at least apparently through the poem, it kind of reflects, how out in the world, all of that is, looked at as being sick. But,
Right.
but, with people who live with it day to day, it's just coping with a kind of normality that most people would succumb to in 2 minutes,
Thanks, Paul.
I would think many chemical imbalances have become a new normal for folks. In my experience, that also happens at high-end modeling agencies, right? Where you have to weigh yourself and sometimes your waist to determine just how accurate you know what I mean? So it's dangerous. And I love the fact that you write about those dangerous subjects, right? I really do. Like, I really love your fearlessness when you approach writing some very difficult things like this, right? In the first piece, you mentioned making shakes or assholes. That was funny. You said your hands do not match the guise of your mouth. That's just heavy. Hands are good at lying. Heavyweight work. In the second piece, you said the Sermon of the Lost, right? And it's very eerie how you were able to tell the story of the ward in the third poem. But that comes from experience, right? But thank you for number one, surviving it, for number two, having the wherewithal to remember it and being creative enough to write about it, because now it's yours. Appreciate you, truly, what you do. All right. We are going to close the night with one of the newest members of our community. And as I said, folks, stay tuned. We're going to go to the cipher afterwards. We are going to close the night with one of the newest members, a member of Poet. This cat right here is all kinds of incredible, comes through, all about building community, has connected me with Poet Radio. Shout out Apollo, shout out RR Tut, shout out Hilda Hood. So many folks, man. This cat's all kinds of incredible. And then he has the nerve to be a dope ass poet. The one and only inspiration in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. Great to see you, bro. Come on, take it away.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook under Craig Larson. You can find me on Instagram under Inspiration 1899. That's Inspiration IN.SPIRATION 1899, or YouTube under Inspiration with a dash between the I and the N, and then 1978 at the end of that. So I'm gonna try to position this a little better so the light's not totally all right. Well, whatever. I gotta be a little blinded. So I got a few small pieces. I wanted to write something about AI. I've just been so crazy busy this week. I just couldn't do it, but I will get to that eventually. This is something, first one, it's called Let's Talk About It. So it's probably the closest thing I got to the subject. 1, 2, 3, breathe. Waterfalls in motion from the soul. Tinted glass hides the outside from my soul. Though I'm not able to hide from my soul. They clone Tyrone, but they won't clone me. They afraid to clone our inspiration. See, I reach too many souls. I bridge too many gaps. I teach too many how to clap back. They want to sell all the farmland and replace it with luxury apartments and businesses, storage containers. Let's talk about that. They want to distract us with diseases and viruses while passing bills to manufacture meat. Let's talk about it. The school systems in Milwaukee are putting human-sized litter boxes in classrooms for kids who identify as cats and dogs. What about your city, do you know? I don't think you know at all. Come on, let's talk about that. White people scared to talk about racism, though deep down, they care about it. Let's talk about that. Child molestation, child pornography. They want to counsel and shelter those motherfuckers. I want to execute them. Let's talk about that. They want to ban books. That's freedom of speech. So many fought and died for that. So many different shades and colors of life, though only one color we all bleed. Let's talk about that. In the music, my soul won't leave there. Though it stays everywhere like air there. Natural like the first seeds here. I plant worlds in my queen. My goddess, we grow together because we don't know how to grow apart from here. Inspiration in the eyes, so when the windows open wide, just remember when you felt that breath of fresh air, you just had a visit from her and I there. And now you know what it means to have soul ties. I'm just trying to tell y'all, my woman keeps my spirits high. 4 walls, we in here. Yeah, she riding, she bouncing on it. Yeah, she's ceiling high. Use your imagination. That's about as close as you'll get to seeing inside my room, her room. I'd be so happy, wake up in the morning, seeing her inside our room, our bed. I smile, reach over and kiss her on her head. The way she hears my soul when my song cries. Her look, her touch, her smell, her herself. just drives me wild. The way she feels actually means something to me. Our vibes are in the chariot. Take us to the moon, leave us in the stars, the galaxies, our room. The vibe she gives, it keeps my chakras aligned. Yeah, my third eye wide. One more time. There's ice on the wings of my angel. The weight on my shoulders is weighing in like an epidemic of obesity. There's black lights on the crime scene, blood on the paper, a fountain pen with the sharpened edge, flannel-lined jeans, a chainsaw, and waterproof swamp boots just to get through to you. There's ice on the wings of my angel, so she won't be able to fly to me. But it's okay. Stay right there. Stay warm and be patient. I'll come to you. But the clocks just aren't bending over the branches for me. So time is of the essence, and it's trickling down like sand in the hourglass on me. There's diamonds in the sky, but sky's the limit for me. So I'm underground with a miner's helmet, because there's got to be more for me. There's got to be more for us. So I'm getting down and dirty because rockets just aren't available to me. I inspiration, so the inspiration isn't I. I one, I two, see perfectly through the window panes of the French glass doors with my imperfect vision. So open up the envelope, read the letter to me. 2020 vision, but I'm reading Braille, you see. I hear fine, but my daughter's speaking signs to me. Even though her words are clear to me, Jesus walks with me because the devil stole the cross and he's coming for me. My heart's getting cold because the ice on my angel's wings is falling on me.
Yo, that is such a yeah. I was trying to get that one in there too. Unmute yourself, give it up for inspiration. Poet. Yeah, man. Like
that was a real love song, if you ask me.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, I'd like to meet that woman. See, see somebody who inspires that kind of thing.
Yeah, I like the strength of it. I liked your delivery. I liked the content, I like, the poise and the strength you had delivering it. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And Paul, one day maybe you will. Maybe you will meet her one day.
No. Hell no, I want to see that woman. Hell no. The way that cat love her, he'll kill your ass. Don't mess with that. For real. Listen, man. I love the fact that you can write something like that, right? From going from they clone Tyrone, right? They won't clone me because I reach too many souls. Like that's just 100%. Like for real, I love that. The human-sized litter boxes. Appreciate you, Ike. The human-sized litter boxes. That's disturbing. Not saying it ain't real because I've heard some stranger things. That's just disturbing. Kids who identify. Okay. The clocks just aren't bending over the branches for me. Getting down and dirty because rockets just aren't available to me. Right. And then, the Jesus walk with me because the devil stole a cross. Yeah. All right. Listen, man. I appreciate so much what you do. Again, make sure you plug in with inspiration. Make sure you plugging in with people of extraordinary talents. Listen, shout out all the folks who get down and do what they do. Make sure you plug in with folks, man. Listen, this is all about building community. This is a worldwide, global poetry initiative to continue to help move our craft forward. I thank you so much for hanging out with us. Listen, as I said, we are going to move into the cipher, folks. We haven't ended this early in a while, and I'm thankful that we get an extra time to hang out with each other and really discuss the things that are going on in the world. There's elections happening. There's wars happening. Missiles in the air probably right now, right? And then there are people celebrating sports. It's happening, right? Greatest time to be alive, right? Love all of y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with us. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're rocking with us. Make sure you are plugging into Nuyorican.org. Make sure you get some merch representing your part of the world. Shout out Glassless Minds. in California. So many things going on. Shout out Oside. Shout out all the people helping to move poetry forward. We're going to end the night like this. Until we meet again. May this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until next week, peace and blessings.